Duke and Elton, put into the deep. These words of our Lord resonate throughout history and have particular significance to us in this great year of faith. It is a joy to celebrate my first year with you as the 9th Bishop of the Diocese of Lincoln. I'm Bishop James Conley, and allow me to express my gratitude for the warm welcome I have received into this great diocese. While I may not have been able to yet visit all of the parishes in the diocese, I look forward to meeting you as the time goes on. Our Lord challenged the soon-to-be disciples in an act of faith. He challenged them to go beyond what human wisdom had told them to do. Nothing could have driven them to this decision other than a great act of faith. And what was the result? Their act of faith resulted in a superabundant gift of the Lord. This is my first year to come to you seeking a great act of faith. The Church is casting its nets into the turbulent waters of postmodernity in order to convert the world. How? By proposing Jesus Christ as the answer to the question that is every human life. The time of the Charity and Stewardship Appeal is upon us. The great initiative supports 17 various ministries and apostolates across the diocese, many of which can only operate through generous contributions from the faithful. I come to you as your new shepherd, asking you to consider this act of faith. While we cannot highlight all the activity within the diocese, allow me to draw your attention to the great work that is being done within our diocesan seminary and in our Catholic schools.
I am 20. I'm 19.
I'm 22.
22.
19. I am 19 years old.
21.
All you have to do is read the pages of the New Testament, and you can see that the apostles and those whom they chose to continue the work that Christ gave them to do, presbyters, bishops, deacons, and all the other co-workers that they had, they obviously played an essential role in the life of the Church. And to say that the Church never had need of priests is really not exactly true. It's not true at all. The priesthood has always been an essential part of the life of the Church. Yes, there is a need for vocations. Some places struggle with the shortage. Other places, like our own diocese, have been more blessed, but there's always a need for more vocations to the priesthood.
Been gathered together by the Lord.
Each year the Charity and Stewardship Appeal has an allocation that comes to the seminary that assists us with purchase and replacement of furnishings and equipment. And every year, because of the use of our building, of our equipment, of our furniture, we have certain replacement costs. And so the Charity and Stewardship Appeal contributes very directly to that.
Well, as I got older, I really felt the call, kind of felt the tug from God that maybe the path to the priesthood is something that I should pursue. And I think prayer, deep prayer, led me to that.
When I was a kid, I encountered a priest when I was 13 years old who really showed me that the life of a priest is a life of love, it's a life of service. And it kind of carried with me into high school. And I went on the March for Life my senior year of high school, and seeing that the priesthood is such a beautiful thing.
I do enjoy being in the seminary. It's a lot of fun. It has its hard days, of course, but overall it's a blessing.
I do, yeah. It's definitely home right now. It has its challenges like anything else, but it's definitely the place for me.
I think one of the key things that is valuable about the Catholic education that we have here at St. Cecilia's is the opportunity for the kids to encounter Christ, to be able to have Christ be a part of their everyday life, not only going to Mass, but also encountering Christ in their teachers and in each other and in their activities and all the many ways that they are able to live out their faith and make it come alive. So by encountering Christ, then they're growing in knowledge, not only of the bigger things and of math and science and English and social studies, but also in that bigger dimension of who they are in relationship to each other, in relationship to the world, and in relationship to God. The three key benefits that we have in the Catholic school system here in the Diocese of Lincoln is being able to have teachers that have one-on-one contact with our students, to be able to have access, for our students to be able to have access to our teachers, also to be able to have really actually low tuition costs. You know, sometimes we talk about tuition being high, but with the large amount of fundraising and the community and parent involvement in our schools, we actually end up seeing that our tuition cost per pupil is actually lower than the public rate. We are able to educate our children for half the cost of what is the per pupil rate here in Adams County, and I think statistically statewide that bears true. The third thing that we are able to offer as a benefit to the community is our community service. To be able to get involved with Catholic Social Services here in Hastings, to be able to get involved with the different organizations within the community. And so our name and our presence is out there, and we are able to benefit the community as well. And so I'm always inspired to see how students are able to come to the knowledge of subject matters, but also to be able to open up their minds and hearts to the great glory that is God's creation, and to be able to encounter it in such a way as to learn from it and to learn about themselves through it.
St. Cecilia's has given me the opportunity to really practice my faith and just be able to share it with others. I'd say the most important thing that St. Cecilia has helped me prepare for college is that it's laid a good and strong foundation for my faith. And I'm not planning to attend like a private university, so I'll obviously go to a public, and my faith is going to be tested a lot in the future, and so I know how to respond and how to keep growing in my faith, so I think it's laid a good foundation.
The March for Life is something that I will take with me for the rest of my life, because everyone was there for the same cause and for the same efforts, and the entire group of people was just a great group of people, and we did a lot of prayers and things together that was just really cool to experience.
As you can see, our Lord has truly blessed our diocese with beautiful gifts in our seminary vocations and in education. But to what end? Matthew Kelly, in his newest book, 4 Signs of a Dynamic Catholic, speaks of 4 things that help determine whether we are an active and engaged Catholic or not. Evangelization is one of those signs that indicates a great faith. Perhaps you may not be impelled to go on mission for the gospel, but nevertheless, we are all called to be part of the new evangelization, to reclaim our culture for Christ. Matthew Kelly concludes that 7% of the faithful are doing 80% of the work for the church. What if we could raise that number to 15%? Imagine how that would change our culture. Yes, we've been blessed in these endeavors, but how much more could we be doing? By participating in the Charity and Stewardship Appeal, you participate at some level with the great work of evangelization that is being done by our inspiring youth. May their example and zeal inspire us in our own lives of faith to live a more dynamic Catholic life in this great year of faith. Trust in the Lord. Put out into the deep. Duke in Alton. Make a great act of faith by considering a contribution this year, and allow yourself to witness the superabundant generosity of God. Thank you very much, and may God bless you and your generosity.
I can't comprehend your infinitely beautiful and perfect love. Oh, I've dreamed dreams of majesty as brilliant as a billion stars, but they're never bright enough. but it's never loud enough.